I'll admit that I've been pretty critical of Handyman Saitou whenever it gets serious. And that was mainly because I appreciate its comedy much more than its serious tone and its serious storytelling. And a lot of my criticism around that is because whenever it gets serious, it seems to be more focused on characters that don't have enough time to really flourish. But dang if Handyman Saitou episode 10 was probably one of the most hype episodes of this entire season. Like, watching episode 10, it got me really emotional, it got me excited, it got me sad, it got like all these emotions kind of swept up in one in a really, really fantastic episode. I think it was kind of building up to it in episode 9, honestly, having this whole concept of Morlock possibly dying. And if Morlock is going to die, he really wants Saitou to essentially take his daughter, take her and protect her. Like, Ryuza likes you. Like, we're establishing across the board, everybody's trying to tell these two people they like you. The other person likes you. Go. Take it. And so, yeah, Morlock really kind of pushing on Saitou, take my daughter. Protect her. I'm not going to be around. I'm possibly going to go away, and I need you to assure me that you're going to take care of her. And finally, having Saitou speak up and accept that was fantastic. Having so many confessions happening right now, I love it. It's so sad that we've gotten to the point now in anime that whenever you see some sort of love confession, see some sort of acceptance of romance, it's like rare. And so whenever it actually happens, you're like, yes. It doesn't take 50 manga volumes to finally get to this point. We're establishing it right now. And yes, it's kind of sad the fact that it's kind of being pushed because of the situation they're in, but still, it's the two of them finally accepting what's in their heart, accepting that they do appreciate the other person. Saitou, this entire time in this world, has been liking the fact that Ryuza is the first person he's ever experienced that really does appreciate what he's able to do. He's been an entire life of people not appreciating what he does, and now he's finally got somebody that's relying on him. It's very important for a person to have somebody that relies on them. That's like one of the main key features and the thing that most people praise about having children is because the children rely on you to take care of them. It gives you purpose. And that's all Saitou wanted, is just have purpose. And so he's finally got that. But no, the moment that Ryuza shows up to both Saitou and Morlock taken down and just loses it. I love that. And it sucked because the moment that she loses it, it cuts away. And I was like, wait, I like Lily's, yes, I like her so much. She's super cute. I love the, petite girl with the gigantic weapon. I've loved that concept ever since probably like Tales of Symphonia with like Persea having this big old axe and she's this little dwarf. It's great. But I'm like, wait, no, this is not a good time to be cutting away and doing some side story. Please don't. But no, it ended up tying into it, which I thought was fantastic. Her just kind of taking off her hand and going, yeah, it kind of sucks to kind of rush in there and you just kind of get bit and they take off your hand. And oh yeah, by the way, it also puts you vulnerable to other things, which, yes, Ryuza gets her entire arm burnt to the bone. Like, you literally can see the bone. That was terrible. But no, it was great because Ryuza here is so mad. Like, she has lost it. My two most precious things you have taken away from me. And even when the wolf is kind of giving up and saying, take my life, just spare my child, he's like, why are you asking for these things when you literally just harmed the two most important things to me? Again, it was like an impact that I really didn't think was going to have with something like this. And again, I think I attribute it to the fact that we've kind of built up a relationship with these characters for 10 whole episodes. So the impact is there. But man, the animation, the action, everything in this episode, not crazy, but when it needed to happen, it looked great. Just Ryuza being swept up in the flames, Laufenpon going crazy, using all their coins to protect them. She's wasting all of her coins. She's literally going to shrink next episode. Either that or they have to make sure they pay her a lot to make sure she doesn't shrink. It was really good. And again, it had an impact. Now again, I don't care for the wolf. I think it's a little bit too late, but at the same time, it did have a little bit of impact in the later parts with the idea that it asking Morlock to take care of its child. But the heart of this episode was around these characters. I didn't want to see something bad happen to them, and seeing it happen in the midst of them finally kind of accepting their relationships and accepting the love and the parentalship, and my gosh, Ryuza calling out to Morlock that Papa, I was like, gosh dang it. But it all led up to, yes, Morlock coming out and protecting his daughter, protecting his son-in-law, basically, coming out and beating the crap out of this demon was so freaking satisfying. I really liked when Morlock kind of showed his powers in with the whole demon tower thing majig, but it worked again here. He looks so awesome when he gets all worked up. But I got a kick out of the fact that when he was fighting the demon thing, it's like, no, you can't chant something. I have multiple mouths. You can't chant as fast as I can. And it sort of implied the idea that Laufenpan being in his beard, because she called out the spells as well, it kind of implied that she was working along with her, so he technically did have two mouths. This Laufenpan inside of his beard. I want a Laufenpan in my beard. If I grow it out, can I have a Laufenpan in my beard? It was great. I thought it was amazing, and Morlock is always taking the most awesome scenes of this entire series. But yes, it all pretty much wraps up in the idea that Morlock's fine, which I'm happy. I've mentioned in the last video, I do like Morlock a lot. I think a lot of the comedy is just, there's so much comedy around him, and I think he's been most of the great comedy. Like, Rauza is cute comedy. It's that her being embarrassed and not being able to express herself, and Laufenpan is typically at the mercy of everybody else. Her comedy is because she plays off of somebody else. Morlock is like a core. Morlock's comedy is usually typically about himself. It's mostly self-deprecating humor. It's laughing at the cost of him. But every single time it works, and I get a huge kick out of him. I think he's fantastic. So I'm happy that he's still alive, and now apparently he has animal ears. It sort of implies the idea that he took in himself the wolf. My assumption was that he was going to take all the power from the father wolf, and that would restore his body. But with the fact that it could be the fact that he's got gray hair. Maybe he just absorbed the power and it turned white. But it sort of implies that he took the wolf into the baby cub into him as well, which is odd. I don't know if that's just him getting ears because of the Papa Wolf, or if he's going to be spawning this wolf out of him every now and then. Or if it's just going to be a separate thing. But it was great because I love the fact that it has a nice punchline. It's got so much emotion built up. They were about to die. He saves them. And then right at the very end, it's don't say something so emotional when you have these little puppy ears coming out of your head. It was a great punchline to end the episode, which is like a very abrupt ending. But no, so good. I do like the fact that Saito as well had a moment to kind of shine, jumping out there, splashing with the holy water, using his wire cutters. Again, somebody that really feels like he's useless. As Rauza tells him, go away, we're going to die. Like, this is Rauza's last stand. She knows she's going to die. She even apologizes to Morlock. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to help you. But she tells Saito, I'll handle things, just get out of here. You're useless to me. She was trying to push him away. And I like that at some point he realizes, he sees the wolf and he says, I don't want to run either. Like, it reminds him, this wolf doesn't want to run. I don't want to run either. And even despite the fact that he feels useless, he tries to figure out some way he can support Rauza. Because again, this is the only person that has ever kind of accepted him as being useful. He wanted to figure something out. So yes, it comes down to his wire cutters. A demon dies to wire cutters. The wire cutters of absolute cutting. But yeah, overall, like I said, really fantastic episode. Great emotion. Some great little action shots. Morlock being awesome. Rauza being super protective, and I loved every single minute of it. Now all I need from the next two episodes, because we still have 2 episodes left, which is kind of surprising. This almost felt like a climax. In the next 2 episodes, I need a kiss. Please, show, give me a dang kiss. I need a kiss. We technically got a kiss before, but it wasn't a consensual kiss. It was just to apply medicine. I don't accept that. I also love the shot in Rauza's imagination of Saito and baby Saito and everybody. It was so good. Such a heartwarming, great episode. But yes. Anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you got my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, I would greatly appreciate if you consider supporting us on Patreon. Our tips link, super thanks button down below. Greatly appreciate what it does. Take care.